You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane, pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, this is Doug Pinnick from King's X, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Hope everybody's had an awesome week this week and hope it's been a good one for you. Got an awesome interview coming up with Marz Nova, the Worshyp. I suggest anybody and everybody who digs metal music to check these guys out. You will not be disappointed. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Marz on in here because they've got some rehearsal to do. So, Marz, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How you doing, John?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad we got the Skype issues resolved.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about, where are you guys from?
Well, that's an interesting question. We're based out of Toronto, Canada. However, none of us are really from here. I'm originally from Nova Scotia, Canada. Thor was born in Copenhagen, Denmark, and Mig was born and raised and lived until fairly recently in Lima, Peru. So, kind of, almost got the whole world covered there. And our drummer KK on the first album was also from Lima, Peru, but he moved back to Peru. So Jimmy DeGrasso, former Suicidal Tendencies Megadeth drummer, has been filling in. He's been kind enough. And, he's from the good old US of A, right? So
now that's cool. See, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't matter where you're from. You all can come together and make wonderful and awesome music. So it doesn't matter where you guys are located at.
That's right. That's it. Global, man.
How did you all get started, especially you? Did you want to sing when you was, growing up? I mean, what got you into this? Well,
growing up, my parents both played in a country band. And so, my earliest memories, of childhood were sitting there and watching. They used to practice every Saturday night in my living room, and I just remember sitting there, and every time the lead guitar player would take a break, a lead break, I would just be, transfixed on him and just I got to do that. And then later on in life, I got into Kiss and then Rush, and then after that, Van Halen, and I saw Van Halen, and I said, that's it. That's what I got to do. And by that time, I was already playing. I think I started playing guitar around 8 or 9 years old. So,
did you have a big influence on country though, since your mom and dad was in country?
I really do like it. I grew up with it, so it's really hard for me not to have liked it and have it influenced my playing even. And other guitar players, especially from the southern United States, like Dimebag, for instance, and Zakk Wylde. I think there's tons and tons of country influence in their playing, and I think it makes them unique. And I played in country bands growing up, and rock bands as well, and folk and everything else. And I even played in Nashville once. So it is one of the many influences that has shaped me musically.
Tell you what, you mentioned Dimebag and Zakk Wylde. Those are two great guitarists. But for me, when Dime passed away, it's like the whole music world just stopped. And, just one of the best guitarists that was ever on the face of the earth could just be took away like that.
Yeah, that was, totally, I'm still bummed out about that. I'm still bummed out about Dio's death, too. Every time one of these, greats, these metal gods dies, it's just, you can't replace them. There's no replacing them, and we're just lucky that we still have their music.
Yeah, exactly. And Zakk Wylde is just a thrash god himself. I mean, he murders the guitar when he plays.
Yeah, he's a huge influence on me.
That's what I was going to ask you. What about your influences?
Well, as a guitarist, as a lead guitarist, definitely the two previous mentioned guys, as well as a big fan of Jakey Lee growing up. Randy Rhoads, and Van Halen, of course. And I'd have to say, though, probably in terms of metal, Marty Friedman would probably have been like my number one influence for lead. For rhythms, completely different. I would say for rhythms, maybe against Jakey Lee, but Alex Lifeson of Rush, huge influence on my rhythms, as well as people like, Dave Mustaine and James Hetfield and those guys.
Yeah,
and Zach as well.
That's what I was going to mention. You take the big four, and I saw a post on Facebook about this, and I totally agree. You take the big four like Anthrax and Slayer and Megadeth and Metallica. You've got you guys. I mean,
but
it is.
We have been called on hundreds of occasions the big four in a blender.
Yeah.
So.
It's the truth, man. I mean, I really, really like your music. I mean, it's like, you play next song, it's like, bam, you got Megadeth. And then Metallica. It's like everything all into one. It's everything that you needed, but without the big guys. I mean, you guys hit it right on the nose.
Thank you. I'm much appreciated.
With your guys' new, your albums that are out, are you guys doing any touring right now? Are you guys promoting it like crazy?
We're promoting it, but right now we're in the rehearsal stages, getting ready. We're basically doing tour prep right now, and any dates will be posted on our our website, our Facebook page, and even probably shoot them on Twitter. So, but hopefully, the goal is to hit the U.S. and Canada. The bulk of our fans. Yeah, our biggest fan support is actually in the southern United States. From basically from the Mason-Dixon line south. That seems to be where our really, really core fans are.
Are you guys writing any new material, or are you guys just promoting these two, or what are you guys actually doing right now?
I never stop writing. Mm-hmm. In fact, I was writing today. So, I don't think we're going to end up to be a band who waits, 3 to 5 years between albums. Don't be surprised if we put out an album, a year, every year and a half. So I'm constantly writing. I write all of our material, and I'm just constantly writing.
So
I can't stop.
So, does everybody contribute more, or is it just mainly you that does the writing and
writing? I write the songs, and then what we'll do is we'll rehearse. At rehearsal, they start evolving, and the guys do their thing, right? So that's what kind of gives. They get their signature on the songs as well. So that's, really cool. And they keep evolving, which is what I love. I really love the title of Black Label Society's last album. The song remains the same, not,
Right.
Because it evolves, and that's the great thing about live. You don't want to hear just the exact CD as if someone's playing the CD. You come for a show, you come for a different experience, and so, yeah.
Marz, I want to say congratulations to you, because you're the first one who's actually ever admitted that, because you're right, my friend. If the music stays the same, it's just going to get dull, and you're going to get bored with it. So
yeah, I mean, a live show, a lot of the reason that we like, this type of music and not, say, trance or complete electronica is because of the soul and the humanness in it. And, if everything is exactly the same and, it becomes like a computer,
yeah,
then to me it's really lacking. That takes the humanness out of it. And that's, that to me is what a band's all about. It's about the chemistry and what happens, and, and those little things that happen live are usually magic. And,
exactly.
And another thing I've really pushing to do is to never have two shows alike. A lot of bands do that, where, if you see them this night and then the next night you're exact same set list. Mm-hmm. And I said, I never ever want to play the exact same set list twice in a row, ever.
Right. Exactly. And you said it too, man. When you're talking about electronica and trance music and stuff like that, I love music, especially the metal music, grunge, punk, and all that. To me, if I couldn't get up there and sing and play my music and play what I wanted to from my heart and my soul and give it out 110% to the fans, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
opinion. That's everything. And that's, as people say, well, are you going to write, heavier stuff because, extreme metal's really popular now, or are you going to write alternative metal because it's selling really good now? And it's like, well, I write exactly what I want to hear and exactly what I'm feeling at the time, because anything else is a lie. Yep. And anything else, how can I deliver that with conviction if it's BS? You know what I mean? I have to write what I believe in. If I wanted to make money, I'd write hip-hop songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not saying I don't want to make money. It'd be nice to, to be able to live. But
you want to write
Rush has a great line in Permanent Waves. It says, art as expression, not as market campaigns, will still capture our imaginations. So.
Well said, my friend. Very good job. Well said. Do you guys prefer clubs or festivals, or does it even really matter?
No, I don't think it really matters. You feed off the energy of the crowd. Personally, I prefer theaters. Because I'll tell you why. It's the best view, the best sound, and the best show possible. Like, theaters are made, they're made for shows. And so you can really give, the best sound quality, the best, everyone gets an excellent view if it's a good theater, and it's also really comfortable. They're just amazing. If I could just play theaters the rest of my life, I'd be a really happy man.
I've actually seen some shows online, actually, bands playing at theaters. And it's amazing how close the fans can get and actually see the band and be, like, into the music.
Yeah, and I love that. I love being right there with them, you know what I mean? I like, even online, I really like interacting with the fans. And, I just don't get the ego thing. I don't understand that, and I never will. It's just, I'm no different than anyone else. The only difference is I write songs, and that's it,
right. And what can fans expect at a show from the Worshyp?
Sincerity and 100% effort, energy, and, it's hopefully, I think the experience will be different every time, and it will be basically, a Worshyp party, and, we're going to give everything and more, because if I left there feeling, that we didn't, I would feel like I would want to give them, everyone their money back, So I think people know when you are, being legit and you're giving your 100%, and they appreciate that. People appreciate quality. I really think they do.
Yeah, they do. That's an honest statement right there. Now, before the shows and after, do you guys try to come out and hang with the fans and stuff and get their input?
Sometimes. It all depends, on how things go. I mean, obviously, some shows you show up, everybody's, early. The sound check guys have no problems. You do sound check and you get all kinds of time, and then you can do that. And there are other shows where, something happens, and, something for the sound man's late, or one of us is late, and, you basically get, a ninja sound check, and where you go, and obviously that would make it impossible. But yeah, if there's time, I love meeting the fans and interacting with them and hearing, what they want to hear and what they want to see, and just hearing their experiences.
How do you want the fans to remember the Worshyp by?
A band that just didn't care about what really is going on, that they were just honest and did what they wanted to do because they wanted to do it, not because, it might sell. If we write a commercial song, we're not selling out just because I liked it. It's just, that's what was happening, and it's something I love and believe in. I can't write anything, like on the new album, there's a 10-minute song, and, the way that digital media is set up now, very, iTunes does put album only on anything over 10 minutes, but, even like the last album, there's a 7-minute instrumental. It still sells for 99 cents, even if you record a 2-minute song, 99 cents. But so a lot of bands are shortening up their songs and putting more songs on albums because it makes them more money. But, a song to me writes itself, and it tells you, it dictates how long it's going to be. So I think, I would like them to remember us, somewhat like Rush, a band who just You know, they're Rush, and they're just going to keep being Rush. And, you know, that way it's honest. And I think, as well as I said about quality, I think people also appreciate honesty because it seems to be falling through the cracks these days.
If you could pick one song by the Worshyp to sing, what would it be? Your favorite one to actually sing?
Wow. I'd have to say probably, I don't know, either Graveyard or Diabolic, one of the two. Diabolic, I think, is my favorite song. Probably Diabolic, I'd have to say. And
when you guys are doing your shows and you hear the fans singing the music and the electricity coming back from them, how is that, man?
That makes everything, all of the, you know, the hard days and all of the sacrifices, it makes it all worth it. That is inspiring. That is the fuel that keeps you going, you know?
All right, Marz, I know that you guys are busy and you're getting ready to go do a rehearsal, so I'm going to let you go. But before I let you go, how can fans get in touch with you guys, or just, you know, just to say hi or get your music, or how can they do that?
Yeah, well, we're on Twitter, and we're actually on, you name it, the social media, from YouTube, Twitter to Facebook. Basically, you just type in, you know, the URL, like facebook.com/The Worshyp. And as long as you spell the Worshyp with a YP at the end and not an IP, you get us. So, you know, twitter.com/The Worshyp, myspace.com/The Worshyp for those who are left there, and anything like that. And you can message us, and, you know, probably the best place is, you know, facebook.com/The Worshyp, and you can message us from that page. Yeah.
Marz Nova, everybody, from the Worshyp, and trust me, I'm not telling you guys this just to be saying this, but it's the truth, facts. If you guys go check them out, if you, like I said, Anthrax, Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer, they're everything into one. If you wanted all those bands, this is the band. That's it. This is like the side project. So definitely check these guys out. And Marz, thank you so much for being on the show, and have a good rehearsal, and hope everything works out for you guys.
It's been a pleasure, John. Thank you.
No problem. Everybody, that was Marz Nova from the band The Worshyp.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.